Think about how many times a day you do this. You log in. It's so common. And let's be honest, it's often a pain. But what if that whole dance, the passwords you can't remember, the security code, all of it, was about to just go away? Today, we're going to talk about how the password is finally being killed off and what the truly unbreakable login of the future really looks like.
It's a fair question, right? We've got cars that can practically drive themselves, an AI that can write a movie script, but just getting into our email can feel like mission impossible. We're always forgetting passwords, getting locked out, fumbling with our phones for a code. But the real issue isn't just that it's annoying. The bigger problem is that the security methods we've all been relying on are frankly broken. So first, let's pull back the curtain and look at the hidden weaknesses in the security we use every single day. You might feel like your accounts are locked down like Fort Knox, but the cracks in that armor are probably a lot bigger than you think.
Okay, this one might actually surprise you. We have had it drilled into our heads that two-factor authentication, or MFA, is the gold standard of security. That little 6-digit code that gets sent to your phone. It's supposed to be the unhackable shield, right? Well, not exactly. Turns out a clever scammer can steal it, sometimes in just a few seconds. Yeah, both of the common methods have this one huge flaw. For SMS codes, attackers can do fancy things like SIM swaps. But honestly, the easiest trick is just to build a fake website that looks real and asks you for the code. And even those authenticator apps, the ones with the constantly changing numbers, they're not immune. A phishing site just asks you for the code, you type it in, and they use it on the real site immediately. It all comes down to a simple fact. If a human can be tricked into giving away a secret, the system is weak.
And listen, this isn't just some theoretical problem. The heavy hitters are taking this very, very seriously. The new holy grail for everyone in security is phishing-resistant authentication. We're seeing actual mandates coming down from top government agencies like CISA and the NSA. Even the cyber insurance companies are starting to demand it. The writing is on the wall. The old ways just aren't cutting it anymore.
So, if the old system is broken, what's the fix? Well, this brings us to the hero of our story today, the passkey. It's a totally new approach that manages to do two things that sound impossible: be way more secure and at the same time, way, way easier to use. All right, so how does this magic work? It all starts with something called public key cryptography. Just think of it like this. When you sign up for a service, that website gets a public lock. Your phone, or your computer, gets to keep the one-of-a-kind private key. And here's the most important part. That private key never, ever leaves your device. It's never sent over the internet, which means it can't be intercepted or stolen. Now, here's the anti-phishing superpower. It's called origin binding. Your device's private key is mathematically locked to the real website's address. So, if a phishing site tries to trick you into logging in, your phone or browser knows it's a fake. The key just plain won't work on that fake lock. This one feature completely slams the door on the kind of phishing attacks we were just talking about. Okay, but what if somebody steals your phone? That's where this third layer kicks in, user verification. See, to actually use the passkey that's stored on your device, you have to prove to the device itself that you are you. And you do that with something you are, like your face or your fingerprint, or something you know, like your device's PIN. A thief might have your phone, but they don't have your face. They can't use your passkey. And honestly, here is the absolute best part. What does this actually feel like for you? It's just easy. You go to a website, you tap Sign in with Passkey, your phone asks for a quick scan of your face or your fingerprint, and that's it. You're in. No passwords to type, no codes to frantically copy. It's faster, it's simpler, and it's a whole lot more secure. Now, a passkey is an amazing, basically unphishable key, but modern security is about more than just having a great key. So let's talk about the Invisible Guardian, this incredibly intelligent system that's always working in the background to keep you safe. I mean, having a key that can't be phished is a massive leap forward, no question. It's a game changer. But is it the whole picture? What if a real user with a real passkey is trying to log in from a really strange location, or maybe on a device that's been infected with malware? A truly smart security system needs to understand the whole context, not just the key. And this is where something called a risk engine comes into play. Think of it like a super smart detective that analyzes every single login attempt. It's asking all these questions in a split second. Is this the usual laptop? Are you on the office Wi-Fi or some sketchy network we've never seen? Hey, why are you logging in at 3 a.m. from a different continent? It even cross-references things like your IP address against global blacklists of bad actors.
And these risk engines are getting a serious upgrade. We're moving way beyond simple if-then checklists and into the realm of powerful machine learning models. You could say AI is the new security guard, except it's a guard that can spot patterns a human would never, ever see. These tiny little clues in the data that might signal a really sophisticated attack. The real beauty of this whole system is how it can adapt. So for a totally normal, low-risk situation, you're on your work computer, at the office, during business hours, the system sees that, knows it's you, and just lets you in. No friction at all. But if you're suddenly trying to log in from a brand new device in a different country at a bizarre time, bam, the system can instantly block that attempt and flag it for security. It's all about giving you a smooth ride when things are normal and putting up a brick wall when they're not. Okay, so we've got a better key, the pass key, and we've backed it up with an AI-powered guardian. That's it, right? We've solved it. Well, what if the next step is to get rid of the idea of logging in entirely? Welcome to the concept of continuous behavioral authentication. Instead of proving who you are one time at the front door, imagine a system that is constantly and quietly making sure it's still you for the entire time you're using an application. It's not a single checkpoint anymore. It's an ongoing, persistent verification. So how in the world does it do that? By learning you. It literally creates a digital fingerprint of your unique behaviors, the specific rhythm and speed of your typing, the way you move and accelerate your mouse, even the patterns of how you use different apps. If someone else were to sit down at your already logged-in computer, their typing with them would be wrong, their mouse movements would be different, and the system would notice immediately and could lock everything down. And this all leads us to one final, really big question. This kind of technology promises a future with no logins, where our security is totally seamless and almost perfect. But it requires a system that is, in a way, constantly observing our behavior. So the question we're left with is this: is that ultimate security actually worth that constant observation? It's a trade-off we're all going to have to think about as we step into this new, password-free future.